Good evening, welcome to Gauteng News TV. My name is Philip Morapi. In the latest news, a 23-year-old girl was reported missing in Ebony Park.
Okay guys, now we are on Blender. So as I said, I was going to do this tutorial. I just opened a new scene in Blender, and as you can see, the default cube. So I'm just going to hit tab and G and 1 and Z to move the cube one Blender unit up so that it can be right. It was actually a little bit awkward the way I did it, but it's G Z 1 to move it to one Blender unit on the Z axis, which is top instead of side or back or forward. I'm moving it top so that the origin can be right at the bottom of the cube, so that when I scale it, I can scale it from the bottom. If I scale it, it will scale from this point either up or sideways, but it won't scale from the center. So I'm just gonna hit tab again to go to object mode and scale Z and then 4. I just want it to be about 8 meters tall, which is the height of the regular building, and I prefer to do it with the normal building size so that I can see where everything should start and end, so that I don't make some things bigger than they should be. So this is about from the floor to the ceiling of a regular height building. So I'm gonna scale it on the x-axis as well, about 6 units, and I'm going to scale it again. I'm gonna hit 7 to go to the top view and scale it on the y-axis about maybe 8 is fine. 8 Blender units, that's fine. It's not too long going backwards. And then I'm quickly going to separate the roof from the building, the roof and the floor from the entire building, so that when I texture it, I can texture differently when I apply the material to the objects. So I'll hit P for select for separate, and then I'll separate it by, I'll choose the top one, which is selection by selection. That means I'm separating what I've selected from the entire mesh. Then I'll select the bottom also and do the same, P by selection. And then now I have 3 objects on the scene, no more one cube. As you can see right on the side here, on the layers side, you can see that I have the original cube, which is the building. I'm going to rename that to the walls, and then I'm going to go to the second, select the second one. Now it selects the floor, as you can see. Then I'll name it floor. I want to be quicker on this one, and then the third one, it will be roof. Then it's all set up, and then I won't put the material for anything yet, but I will just go to the top view again and grab the camera, as you can see the camera right here, and move it inside the building, and hit 3 and Alt R to clear the rotation. Rotate it on the x-axis, x-axis, and then I'll grab it and move it down on the z-axis so that it can face where the news desk is going to be right here. I'm just going to make a simple studio. As you can see, as you might have seen, the studio is not a too complicated studio. And then now, because the center is still, the cursor is still on the origin, on the center of the scene, I'm just gonna hit Shift A, mesh cube again. This will be the desk. I will go to the front view again and hit tab to go to edit mode and grab it Z1 to move it to one Blender unit up again, and then I will go to object mode again, go to 7, which is the top, grab it to the y-axis, move it somewhere here. The desk will be here, and then scale it to the x-axis about so, and then when I scale it to the z-axis, it will actually scale from here up. Then I will scale it, scale Z, and then I'll move it like so. So I want the desk to be about this height. It's fine. And then I will go to the front view. I want to do because the building is actually just going to be windows on the sides. I don't know if I need the windows, but I think I need some way of no, I will not need the windows. I will actually, on the original scene I have windows, but they tend to cast a weird not a weird, but they tend to cast a light that I don't need on the table, because it's a reflective table. It's more like a glossy plastic or glass table that I'm making here, so it tends to give too many lights. So I want the studio lights to be a balanced light, so I'm going to use just the lights inside the cube. I'll create my own lightning, not the environment lighting. I think I prefer that, because sometimes it tends to show some environment textures that are outside, like trees on the building, so I will not do that. So let me just switch off the roof. I will hide the roof and the walls, and I'll leave just a table, because this is the floor, is at the bottom, it won't disturb. I also want to name this one quickly on the desk, to the desk. It's now desk, so that I don't get confused when I have too many objects on the scene that I don't know what is what. Then I'm going to just zoom into the desk here and hit tab and Control R to add loop cuts. I need 5 loop cuts so that I can have the middle loop cut right at the center of the scene, as you can see right here at the center of the desk, so that when I give it a shape, because I'm going to give it a curved shape like so, so I need this loop cut here because I'm going to use proportional editing. I'll hit O to activate the proportional editing and select the sphere, and then I will only select this middle one and GY and move it to the Y-axis. You see how it's gonna shape, and then as I increase the size of the proportional editing tool, you can see now the table is slightly curved. I actually want it like that. I will just come to the front and hit Control R to add the loop cut again, because here I wanted to have a slight edge that's going to come out, but that edge I'm going to actually just select all this and hit P, separate by selection. I need it to be separate because I'm gonna scale it. It's going to go outside a little bit on the edges. I'll show you the edges that I'm talking about just now. And then from the top view, and then I will also add go to the front view, Control R again, add 2 more loop cuts like so, and scale it on the Z-axis. Okay, now the mistake is that I still have the proportional editing on, so I'll hit O to deactivate it and then scale it to the Z-axis. I want it to go something like so, because I'm going to select a few faces here that is going to be that front panel where the name of the studio is going to be. I'm going to select these ones and hit Shift D, and let's see, okay, P by selection. Okay, I didn't actually separate it before, it was still attached to the entire mesh, so that's what was giving me a problem. So I'll grab it and move it backwards again, just about on the position where it was supposed to be, something like here. Let's see, something like here. Let's see from the front view, and then GZ. Yeah, I want it to be straight on that position. GY. Yes, and then extrude Y, and then O. Then I'm going to select it again. Sorry guys, tab to go to edit mode, and then select it and then extrude it to the Y-axis, something like that. That's the front panel that I was talking about. So everything's going to have a subdivision surface, so it's going to tend to be slightly rounded and funny when you start seeing it on the when you start seeing it on the shaded mode. So I have to fix that quickly. Let me just go back to the main one and go to the solid view, and then I'm gonna quickly add the subsurface so that you can see what I mean when I say it's gonna tend to be a little bit rounded. I'll choose the subdivision surface modifier, and you see now it's tending to become like rounded things, no longer looking like a sharp. Then I'm going to increase also the render to 3 and the view to 3 as well, and then I'm going to go to object, shade smooth here. I'm supposed to do that all at once before I separate the meshes, but I think it's still fine this way. And then I'll hit Control R to tighten the edges. I'm gonna hit some loop cuts, something like 1 here, and move it down like so. And then Control R again, 1 loop cut here. This one will come closer to the edge here. 1 more loop cut on the side here again to tighten this one again. And then I have to do it, I think, all sides. I think I like the way these other corners look, so I won't worry myself about the other corners. I think that is fine for now. Let me see. Yeah, as long as it doesn't show that there's some. Okay, this one I have to fix it a little bit because I think it might show that there's space underneath here. Let me just zoom it in so I can show you what I mean. Let me just hide the floor as well quickly so that when I turn it around like that, it will not show that there's actually space below this. So I'm gonna select that and hit tab to go to edit mode, and then I'll alt click like that so that I can select the edges all around on this one, and then extrude scale. So I'm hoping it's gonna go. Oh, okay. Control Z. Let me just go to the top view. I think it's better this way, and then I'll go to wireframe, and then I'll say extrude scale. So I want it to come inwards, yeah, like that, maybe not too much on the sides, and then scale no, and then scale it again on the y-axis so that I can move the, yeah, something like so. Now it's better. Then I'll add a loop cut, Control R, right around that, maybe 2 loop cuts, and then I'll alt select this one and hit G twice and move it closer here, and alt select the other one, G twice, and move it outwards like so to tighten the edges. Because when I add the loop cuts, when I add the subsurface, I don't want it to be too rounded. And then let me see, now I can add the subdivision surface on that one as well. So you see now how it tends to be round. If you go to solid view, you see how it looks. It's not actually the way I want it to look, so I'm going to increase the render to 3 and the view to 3 as well. And then I'll go to object, shade smooth. Then I'll go back to edit mode and Control R, add a loop cut to tighten the edges, and Control R again, loop cut, move it over here, and then I can go to the top view, Control R, move it over like so, Control R again, move it over like so. And then where else should I, which other corners should I extend? I think it's fine. Control R again and move one like here, and then Control R, move one like so. Okay, and then tap. So I think it's fine, but I think I need to scale it a little bit more. scale it, Shift Z. I don't want it to scale it to the Z axis. I just want it to come a little bit out. That's the way I want it actually. And then I will name this one to desktop, and then which one is that? And then this one, it will be desk, I don't know, I'm just gonna name it panel, desk panel, panel. That is the one. And then I'm gonna add subdivision surface on this one. Subdivision surface, increase the and render the view. Now it's looking round. Then I'll go to tab to go to edit mode, Control R. I'll add 2 loop cuts like so, and then scale them on the side axis so that they can go up like so. And then Control R again to add 1 more loop cut. Let me actually come closer. Let me come closer and Control R, another loop cut here. Move it over here to tighten that corner. Control R, move it over here to tighten this corner here. And then after this one, I think if I hit tab, it's fine. You see, this is looking fine the way it looks on the news. Yes, because I'm going to give them different materials. That's why I have to separate them so that I don't struggle giving everything the material. And then now I'm going to add the text, the studio logo. It's a simple logo text that's written in use ZA. So I'll hit Shift A, text, where's the text? Text here, and then rotate it to the x-axis 90 degrees so that it can stand straight up like so. And then I'll grab it and move it over here where the news logo is gonna be, and then from the top view grab it on the Z axis and move it over here like so, yeah. And then I'm going to tab and just write the name news, and then tab. I'll go to the fonts quickly and select, let me just find the right font quickly. Yeah, antique, yes, antique olive standard, this one. It says italic. Let me just see if, yeah, I think I prefer this one. Yes, I want that one. And then scale it slightly, and then let's see, yeah, I think I want that one. And then I will, instead of extruding it here using the actual text properties, I will just add a modifier, solidify, and I'm gonna make it thicker using the modifier rather than using the text, because I don't want it to have some weird stretching on the text. I've noticed that when you use the modifier, it turns out to be better than when you're using yeah, this is fine. I like it like that. I don't know if I should, yeah, I think I like it like this. It's fine. I won't do too much on it. This is perfect. And then I'm just going to go to the front, Shift D, grab it to the x-axis, move it over here, ZA. It looks small though, but okay, that's fine. That's fine. Tab. Let me just check. I think it's fine. Let me just grab both G and Z, move it slightly up like here, go to the front view, and then I'm gonna add another one down here that says South Africa. Let me just Shift A, text, rotate X 90 degrees, enter, tab, and then I'm gonna type in caps, I want to type South Africa. tab and then scale it pretty small, something like that, and grab it and put it over down underneath the logo here, somewhere here. And then using the text properties again, I'm just going to go to the transform shape, no, not those ones, character spacing. I'm just gonna stretch it over like so that I can have the name stretching over like so. And then I will go to the top view again, grab it to the y-axis, move it underneath the other texts to align like that. And then now I'm going to extrude it with the modifier again. Let's see if I add solidify and the thickness something like so, 3. Let's see, I want it to be the same thickness I think with the rest of the text. So let me just see how much of this one should I make it, and then grab it to the y-axis, something like so. I think it's fine. I think that's fine. This is how it's going to look. And then I'm going to shift A, add a curve, Bezier curve. Where's the curve? It's right here. And then go to numpad number 7, tab, and I'm going to shape it according to the shape of the curve. I'm gonna curve it. That's the one I'm gonna use to curve the text around this panel, the same way, the same shape as the other objects, the table shape. Grab it, and I'm just giving it a slight curve like so. Yeah, this is how I want the text to curve around the table. Scale Z 0, and then tab G Z, move it to the Z axis so I can move it up here. So I'm gonna add a curve modifier on the text, on the news logo, the text. Quickly, I'm going to come to the modifiers, add modifier, curve modifier, and then I'm gonna take the whip and go to the curve, Bezier curve. So it flies to the back. I don't know why it does that all the time, but you just have to replace the text on its position, then it will take the shape. I move it up here and then come to the front and see if it's sitting properly. It looks fine. It looks fine. I don't know, it shows that. I think if it's whether it's because of the modifier or not, but it shows those weird text formatting, or maybe it stretches because of this. Let me just quickly, when I put the material on it, if it's showing that weird stuff, then I can redo the text again, but it's just gonna be that. Then I'm gonna add another modifier, curve modifier on this one again, and choose the curve again, Bezier curve, and then it's gonna go back GY. I'm bringing it back forward. Actually, let me just go to the front and grab it and just move it to where I want it to be. Ultimately to be, I want it to be here. Let's see, when you come to the front here, I think it's fine. I'm not sure this is fine. This is fine as well. I thought I was going to make it a little smaller and change the font, but for now I think this is fine for me. Let me just add the modifier on this one. Curve modifier, and choose the Bezier curve, and go to the top view, and then grab it and move it where it's supposed to be, which is right about here. GY a little bit less. Then this is where it's supposed to be. So I think it's curving nicely with that, but I want it to touch. I want all the fonts, I mean all the text to touch this panel, so that it can cast a nice reflection on that one. Grab Y, and then I'm just gonna move it backwards like so. From the top view, let me see if it's touching properly. It might not touch exactly because of the curve, but yeah, because this side is touching a little bit more, but that's because of the curve. Let me just modify the curve. I'll take this one and move it back like so to make it touch, and then take this one again, move it something like so. Now it's touching properly, but this side here it's a little bit too much in. Grab it to the y-axis, move it out a little, something like so, and take this one again, grab it and move it back. Grab this one and move it back. So it's touching, but I don't want it. Yeah, now it's fine. Tap. So this is how I want this news table to look. I think this is fine. And then to the top view, and I can quickly bring back the before I bring the wall and other stuff. Let me just Shift A, mesh, cube again, front view. It's actually moved. Okay, I'm just gonna hit tab, GZ1 blender unit, enter, tab to go to object mode, grab it and move it something like here, and then from the top grab it to the y-axis, move it over here. This is going to be the chair. Scale it to the y slightly and come to the side, scale it to the z. I want it to come slightly down like here, and let's see, it's too close, grab it to the y-axis again, and it's a different chair. It's not the way the studio chairs look, but I thought it works better for my studio. I'm just gonna make a regular chair like that. And go to the face select mode, grab this one and come to the side, extrude to the z-axis, something like so. That's how the chair looks. Tab and go to the modifier, add subdivision surface 3 and 3. Looks pretty nice, and I'm going to shade it smooth. That's about a chair. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna come to the side, actually to the top first, and hit tab to go to edit mode, add some loop cuts, 2 loop cuts like so, scale it to the x-axis like so, control R, 1 loop cut this direction, move it forward, control R, 1 more loop cut, move it backwards like so, and then number 3, come to the side, control R, add 1 like here, control R, add 2 here, scale them to the z-axis, something like that. I think it's the chair that I want. That's all. And then before I bring back the other stuff, let me just see again. I need a television set. I need to see if the television set, I want to add a screen here and a screen here. Shift A, Control A, no, I think I should save the mesh for now quickly. Fine, save as, and then go to the desktop and use tutorial and name the scale to tutorial and save it. And then I'm going to add the screen. I'm going to go to Shift A, cube, grab the cube, move it up something like here. On top, GY, move it backwards like so. Scale it to the y-axis. Pretty thin like that, and zoom in. Scale it to the x-axis, something like so. Scale to the z-axis a little bit more, like so. Scale to the x, I think like that. I like it like that. And then go to the top view. Okay, it's fine. Then go to solid, and then I'm going to just make it a proper screen now. I'm going to go to face select the front face, extrude S to scale it in, and then scale it to the X a little bit like so, extrude to the Y a little bit, and then P by selection. This particular one is gonna be, this is the monitor 01, monitor 01, and then that is gonna be screen 001, screen 01, and then this cube is which one? No, it's the chair. I'm just supposed to name that one chair, and then I'm going to duplicate it, go to the top view, Shift D, grab it and move it over here and rotate it like so, because I had another screen over here. Put it over here, it's fine for now. Let me just bring back the walls and see where everything is positioned. Some stuff are outside, as you can see, so I have to adjust that from the top view. Okay, let me just actually add a solidify modifier on the build on the walls in case, and increase some thickness over there so I can see the roof from the top. To select it on wireframe so that I can select both at the same time. So I don't know. Okay, that's fine. Control S. So I think I'm done with the modeling. I'll see you guys on the next one. Let me just go to 0 for the camera view, and then Control S to make sure that it's saved, and then see you guys on the next one. Thank you. Bye.